furthest he's went is 7. He went with Mark Young out of Miami.
Big George starts landing those shots.
Brought up the question of George Foreman.
Williamson in the red, white, and blue trunks trying to trail 16 previous wins. All by stay busy. George, which is often as powerful as many gentlemen's big right hand. A jab is devastating. Jabs against Guido Trane.
Serious in here today. I mean, a lot of his fights he takes on with a calm.
George got down to about 240, but now weighing in at 255. He feels his weight is not a factor. He's not. Big right hand landed by JB.
Those ropes. Good right hand by JB.
You have to feel that for JB Williamson.
Well, if George Foreman ever gets knocked down, you know what they're going to hear in the background? Timber!
George going to...
Good jab to the body by JB Williamson, using all of his 22-foot ring.
George rise.
Just his features become good right uppercut.
Trying to chase down JB.
Round that he landed the right hand, but he seemed to be scared to let the left.
Very determined look at his face. 2 minutes to go around number 2. George just missed. George starting to land more consistently. Here the jab and now the right.
George just bend it down. Look at those. You can hear those shots here at ringside.
George throwing wildly, but the jab is out there now. He's going to win. JB Williamson trading with George Foreman. A wise thing to do. Round at number 2 than he did in round number 1, catching JB Williamson with a number of shots, including that overhand walk forward.
Looks like JB
fighting back again.
I'll say one thing about George, though. He's starting to suck wind. Right above us there.
George trying to land those big shots. Just missing JB's face with that big right. JB still standing at the end of round number 2. We have 17 seconds to go. We'll be taking a break.
With a very slow JB Williamson. The last punch he landed was only
George Foreman, JB Williamson on score.
Good body shot.
Williamson, the move rounds 2 and 3, but he's back on his toes and trying to stay outside.
Well, JB Williamson fought March 7th for Kentucky and scored a first-round knock. It was in April of 1986 when he lost the championship to Dennis Andrews.
Boxing commission had a retinal problem. A big right hand landed over the glove of...
They're knock you out. I mean, you just have to club you with shots, and they hurt. You don't want to get hit with the Foreman elbow, definitely. JB needs to get off these ropes to get out of that corner.
He needs to get out of town, maybe. Gets ropes. Not a wise move by JB because George is not... By JB Williamson. And he's got to move. He has no choice. George against the ropes again, and now Big George Foreman in the white trunks.
He's out there, obviously. He's not the
highest percentage in the sport. 1977, after losing to Jimmy Young, came back 10 years later. In the books, JB Williamson a lot more impressive and landing a couple shots here. It's custom since he came back in March of 1987. JB Williamson still looking rather fresh, clubbing away.
A little redness in the nose area of George Foreman, something I haven't seen. Oh, good left hook.
He can hit George and at least sting him, if not hurt.
No respect.
And when you see George get hit like that, you ask yourself the question, if he would fight him, what kind of damage would Mike Tyson inflict?
Well, you know, Mike Tyson has it, and Mike Tyson has it. And personally, I think that style is employed because of the fact that their chins aren't that good.
A big combination.
Yeah.
Great body shots landed by Big George.
Yeah.
George landing right to now the right. Another right.
JB just a little wobbly there.
JB looking much like he did in round number 2, and George coming on right now. George Foreman looking for his 61st victory of his professional career, which spans 3 decades. Just missing with a wild right.
You feel the draft on that.
He felt the wind, and he's landing now with and JB absorbing all of them.
JB's ready to fall.
JB might have had enough. The crowd.
That's the first by him. George landed many.
One minute to go for George Foreman. JB now getting that second cut over the right eye of JB Williamson.
Yeah.
He's absorbed some big but off the ropes and landing some shots himself.
If JB makes it back to the corner,
George will not let him get out of there. Body shots, head shots. JB coming back, 30, pounding away. 30 seconds to go in round number 4. Action-packed. George really warming up here. Big shots like those two right there. George zeroing in. We'll come back, and George continues to plod forward.
yeah. JB has got to move around the ring.
He does. I think
He's a better fighter than him.
I mean, even he's staying outside and landing some nice shots, but you know, George almost looks impervious to pain. That sounds ridiculous, but he's taking some big shots. He's just pounding away.
Well, I think Foreman and people like that. I really think that he's a legitimate challenger for heavyweight champion Mike Tyson.
Organization heavyweight championship. Next,
The WBO title.
yes, sir. Oh, big left hook.
JB's posturing here. He looked real.
You're right, Pedro.
No, that's
Takes
not.
a big
He's hurt.
shot.
He's ready. That referee
George
stopped the
is
fight.
pounding away.
Yeah.
George Foreman gets at one to round number 5. The uppercut got things going. As the left comes over, nails him on the top of the head, and then it was target practice for Big George, and that's certainly one of the more dangerous.
George actually walked past JB down the ropes.
Goes right back to work, coming in.
George was looking for the referee to stop the fight.
George doesn't want to hurt people. He just wants to win.
Yeah.
There's the left, and then the right, and then another left, and the overhand right, and then the left. We can go on and on that. Chris Jordan, the referee, had seen enough of